Hi, I'm back, it's me, William, with a black-white UU match this time against someone on Smogon by the name of Pokegamer. Um, it was a very interesting match. It came down really close, and a few things here and there that could have swayed it either way, but overall, it was an intense match. So, I start off with my Zara arc, which takes the spot of Kingdra, and he goes into Crobat, and I'm going to U-turn, and I completely forgot that Crobat could carry U-turn and that it would be super effective, so that almost renders Zoroark useless, which sucked, because I was hoping I would outspeed. He sends in Shaman, so I go into Yanmega. The U-turn is going to be super effective, but it's not going to do all that much because I don't think Zoroark is very heavily physical. I think he's special. So I go into Yanmega, and I'm thinking anything I go for will hurt this thing. So I go for an Air Slash just because Air is pretty neutral of his team. I'm not really sure if there is something on his team that would resist flying. Flying, my name. Yeah. He stays in and goes for the Leech Seed, which didn't really matter all that much to me. I mean, I took that Shaman out with one hit. He goes into Crobat, and I now have, a second speed boost due to Protect, so I would outspeed this thing, but by the chance of me killing it with an Air Slash, I don't want to take that chance just yet, and I know its Brave Bird will kill Yanmega, so I do decide to switch out and just death fodder my Zoroark. So I go into Kingdra, the Zoroark. He Brave Birds, and since it was the second Brave Bird, I was thinking maybe this thing is Choice Scarf, which is kind of a stupid assumption. You'd think that I would have. It wasn't until just then that I noticed. So I go into Kingdra. Because he had never been damaged before, I didn't notice the leftovers, which is the second time I've seen a Crobat with leftovers. Is that actually viable? Like, I usually only put leftovers on bulky Pokemon, but whatever. I go into Kingdra, and it does taunt my Swift Swim, my Rain Dance, not Swift Swim, that's the ability. So I am unable to go for that, so I go for the Scald, which gets pretty much sponged by this Swampert. Pretty much, I mean, fully sponged by this Swampert. So there's nothing I can do to this thing. So I go into Mienshao as he Earthquakes, and this is not going to kill me, but it does do quite a bit of damage. So I can no longer set up Rain with Mienshao because it means I will lose Mienshao. So I go for the U-turn instead of the Fake Out or anything, just because I wanted to make sure that I got out of there safely. So I go into Mismagius expecting an Earthquake, and he just goes for the Roar. I'm not sure why he wanted to get Mienshao out, but either way, he brought Mienshao back in, and Regenerator has healed my health, but it's still not all that nice. But it's enough for me to go for a Fake Out this time, which does nothing, but he does get a flinch, so I mean, it's not terrible, but it really didn't do anything, so I do U-turn out again. And this time I'm thinking he might expect Mismagius to come in, so I don't know what kind of moves this thing carries. So I do go into Yanmega in case of Earthquake again. And this way it's not like he can go for a Dark move and hit me on the prediction super effectively. So he withdraws, and I just go for the Air Slash because it really doesn't matter what... Oh, no. This time I go for the Solar Beam, hoping he wouldn't expect that. That's right. I do go for the Solar Beam, and the Power Herb does make it so it charges, but this Crobat sponges it. He just sponged 2 of my hits very well. So I'm gonna Protect. This Crobat has been a thorn in my side. I really can't do anything while this thing is here. So this was my main goal this entire match, basically, was getting this thing out. So I do Protect as he Brave Birds, and with 2 speed boosts, I'm fairly certain I can outspeed, so I do go for the air slash, and I am hoping for the flinch. Unfortunately, I do not get the flinch. It does a nice bit of damage. It's about a 3-hit KO, and he goes for the Brave Bird, which is a 1-hit KO, and he gets recoil. So it was actually a 2-hit KO if I flinched him that time, and then next time he Brave Birded me, and then with the recoil, it would have killed him. But, oh well. So I go into Mean Shao, because I really would like to set up Rain, as well as get off Fake Out damage. So, and I forgot that this thing had Inner Focus. So, he does Roost up, which I am really glad he didn't go for a Brave Bird or something, because that would have sucked. Because, you know, he had Inner Focus, and I didn't even think about that. This time he does go for Brave Bird, but I'm at full health, and I do have a Focus Sash, so I know Mean Shao is not going to die. So I do just go for the Rain, because I want to be able to bring in a Kingdra to sweep a little. Maybe clean up the house just a tiny bit. You know, doing my chores. Nothing all new. I don't want to trust U-turn, so I do actually do the manual switch out this turn, just to make sure that Mean Shao doesn't die. This thing has Regenerator, which is really useful in matches, because you can whittle him down, but then he'll just heal. So I go into Miss Magius, because it has Thunder, but I'm afraid of the switch into Swampert. I don't know if he would predict the Thunder, but if he got lucky, that would suck. So I do go for the Psychic just to either hit him super effective or hit anything on his team neutral. He goes for the U-turn, which isn't going to do a lot of damage. He probably didn't think that my Miss Magius would be faster, because he probably didn't realize that Miss Magius had Choice Scarf, so he took a massive hit. His Claydol actually could take Psychic. I didn't realize about Claydol, but I go into Kingdra because I don't think this thing can really do anything to Kingdra. He does set up Stealth Rocks for a late game, which doesn't do all that much. I mean, I don't have a Rapid Spinner, but it's not a problem. I am expecting the Swampert, but it doesn't matter because Scald is not only stab, but also 50% boosted under the Rain. So this thing is going to do double the damage, which is a nice chunk, and I realize I can kill him next turn, but the Rain stops. So the first thing I have to do is set up a Rain Dance. And I believe Kingdra is holding the Damp Rock, so this thing is the Rain is going to stay up for a really long time. And I think he wanted to roar me out just because he didn't want to deal with me. He brings out Porygon Z, and this is where I made a terrible move. I have adaptability, so I was thinking of going for the Tri-Attack, but I go for Ice Beam because I thought that Ground would be weak to it, and I didn't think that water had a resistance to Ice. You know? I think... So that was just a bad play. The Waterfall will kill me. I'm for certain that Tri-Attack would have killed. Because it would have been, as though it's due to adaptability, it makes stab 2 times instead of just 1.5. So it would have been the same power as a super effective hit. So I know that would have killed. As opposed to Ice Beam, which didn't even get stabbed. So that was a misplay on my part, but my Min Shao can come in, outspeed it, U-turn out, get Regenerate, and I send in Miss Magius. Rain's up, so this Arcanine doesn't really scare me because I'm going to go for a Thunder, and it's going to do... Well, for a Thunder, actually not all that much, but it was my best bet, and he does get paralyzed, which is good because you'll see in a moment. I'm going to send in Kingdra, and he is Life Orbed, but it doesn't really matter. Kingdra has Swift Swim, but it's Arcanine, so it's probably got Extreme Speed, so it does go for that, I'm pretty sure, or it's just fast as heck. But I do go for the Scald because it was paralyzed. I think he was just trying to get some bit of damage off on me, or maybe he's just somehow faster than Kingdra and had an Outrage or something like that. Anyway, he comes in to Crobat. This thing is pissing me off. I'm worried about speed, but luckily Swift Swim Kingdra does outspeed it, and that Scald, which is actually 2 times, is gonna kill it. he sends out Flygon, and I thought for sure that Scald would be super effective. I'm just misplaying all over the place. But Kingdra is just, he's my buddy. He's supporting me. He gets the crit and the burn as his going away gift, because he knows he can't live in outrage from a Flygon, but he's not going to leave me open wide. That's my Kingdra. That's a good Kingdra. So Kingdra goes down, so does Flygon, and it comes down to our last two Pokemon, which is his fully healed Claydol and my 2/3 healed Minshao. Had Minshao been at full health, I would have won this match, but oh well. So I do go for that just to get some damage off. The rain does stop, but it doesn't really bother Minshao at all. He basically restores all of his health with leftovers from that fake out. All I can do is U-turn because it's super effective, and all he can do is Earthquake. I'm not sure if he... I don't know why he didn't go for a Psychic. He maybe wasn't running a Psychic. But anyway, I go for a U-turn, and I'm hoping for a crit, and it almost kills this thing. Just right down there. And he kills me. So it was a really close game, but it was a fun match, and yeah, good game. Pokegamer. Good game.